Here we are with another MVP interview for week 5. Obviously, it is Tesla who stepped up and had a pretty big match for himself. Now, Tez, you guys, the Warriors, have had a bit of a rough start to the stage. You come in, you found your first win. How are the team feeling?
Yeah, honestly, we're feeling pretty good. We going into the rest of the season. We've only got 2 more games to go, but I feel like we can potentially make finals. That's the goal at the moment.
You love the confidence, but I mean, you're the man of the hour. You had an absolute stunner of a week. The question I want to kick things off with, obviously, is where did you get your start in gaming? You know, comp, all the rest of it. Where did that start?
I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. Honestly, I think my first experience with playing playing games to actually achieve something was when I was playing Modern Warfare 2. I played a lot of that game through whether it was like sniping, like trick shotting, all that stuff like that. I found it really fun, and like being part of a community and like the entire aspect of it just felt like it was at home to me. Like I felt like I fit in, and like I was doing something that I actually enjoyed doing instead of something that I was forced to do.
I could relate to that. I used to go to my mate's place and we'd play Modern Warfare 2 together back in high school. So, yeah, look, that's a mood and a half. But let's take a bit of a deeper dive into your history and the Siege scene. I mean, last year playing for PC419, a team that had some pretty solid success throughout the year. You guys almost qualified for OCN. So, I mean, what was that like playing through LPL Pro last year?
LPL Pro was a lot different to the scene around now it is now. Everyone's taking it a lot more serious now. There's a lot better teams, a lot more, I guess, pathways to make it into the top scene now. Like, there's an actual specific way to get into OCN, whereas like before you had to. Before OCN was a thing, it was Challenger League quals, and that was like you play a couple Go fours and then you're in. But that's just hard because like it's on the day kind of thing. But PC419, I was playing with like Vlad and Shaq. That team was really fun. We had a lot of chemistry back in the day compared to like a lot of the other teams. Like we all knew how each other played, and we all played off that really well. A lot of people said we played like a 20-second meta, but we just were like, hey, you ready? Let's go. And it all worked out in the end on that at the end.
Well, I remember, casting that OCN qualifiers where you guys had that dream lower bracket run back-to-back best of 3s where it went to Theme Park as a decider. And one of those, standout things that has always stuck with me was you and your Zofia play back then. And like just how influential and crisp you were. I mean, obviously it's been a while since PC419. You then come into 2021. You join Exto. What was that like?
Oh, Exto was probably one of the best teams I've been on in my career so far. Super chill dudes. I love all of the guys. We all hit it off well at the start, and then the first stage was a little rough because like a couple games, but we ended up pulling it out. Like in the towards the end, we 3-1'd. Was it Skyfire back then?
That's on.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. That was probably one of the highlights of my career at the moment. Like, I still remember it. I still get a smile on my face every time I remember getting the last kill, and then everyone going off crazy in the Discord. Everyone just getting so hyped. It was amazing. It was a feeling I can't wait to experience again.
And then obviously EXO goes into stage 2. They have the dream run. You sort of step back, I suppose, from that role, and obviously, they get picked up by Overt. They then move into OCN, and you didn't go along with them. So what was the thought process? Was it a case you didn't want to continue sitting on the sidelines, or it wasn't a fit, or what happened there?
So I eventually got benched due to some internal things going on with the team. We were at an impasse where you had to go either one way or the other, and we obviously chose the way of me getting benched and then bringing in Eddie, and they had a good season. I had no ill feelings towards them. At the start, I was a little disappointed that they chose that it was me to go, but honestly, they had a really good run in stage 2. I played one game for them, we won, but I couldn't stick around forever. I didn't want to wait. but I wanted to keep playing. Couldn't just sit on the sidelines forever, you know. I enjoy playing the game as much as anyone, and sitting there doing nothing for the whole stage wasn't really helping me at all.
I understand. I mean, then obviously you've now joined the Warriors coming into stage 3. You guys had a bit of a rough start, but I mean, look, coming in after last week, you yourself as well specifically stepped up in a pretty big way for the team. You played out of your mind. You picked up your first win. You like you said, you've still got that playoffs chance. And you're basically guaranteed another spot going into next year, depending on how things play out with the team. Are we expecting anything crazy? Like, well, it's not even crazy. We're expecting Warriors to play through sort of like the SI qualifiers for APAC?
I think we could give it a shot, depending on the day. If it's... I'm not too sure what the date is, but I think we can give it a shot. But is it against Asian teams? I'm not too sure. Is it only a?
So it'd be all APAC. So last year we had Talon, we had Knights, all the rest of it. So yeah, it would be interesting with Ping. But you guys feel confident enough that you could take it on?
Oh, I play. A lot of us play like C's ranked all the time, so a lot of us are used to the Ping. Like if you're not used to playing on Ping in Australia, you're not going to really make it anywhere at the moment. Like it's just like people that complain about Ping, it's just ridiculous. Like you gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it, and that's just it at the end of the day.
That's the mindset. And last question before we let you head off and get ready for your match going into week 6. Who is the inspiration for Tesla? I suppose in terms of players, who are the players that you look up to and sort of want to be like?
I don't know if you ever watched Counter-Strike, but there used to be a player. There's a player. I think he isn't on a team at the moment, but his name is JW.
Yep.
And the way he used to just run around the server and just own it, he would just he'd run around with an AWP, he'd jump off fucking buildings, he'd just swing with an AWP, just do whatever he wanted, and he felt like he was owning the server. That's what I want to do. I want to be like, I want to be that person. I want to just have my own way with everyone.
Awesome, you love to hear it. Thank you so much for joining me for this MVP interview. We look forward to seeing you maybe back again after week 6, but best of luck to you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.